Hello, everybody, and welcome to General Morning Chit Chat. I hope everybody's well and okay. The weather is terrible. I'm not in the budgie room because I just thought, me and my voice, I just thought, instead of waking our Sammy up, I'll just do it in here, in the back room instead, because it is still pretty early. So I've still got things loading, like coffee morning from yesterday and me making the soup in the kitchen. Okay, so I'm sorry those are taking forever to load, but they will get to eventually. Okay, so general morning chit chat. Today I'm going to talk to you about, this is part one of events in your life that can be a big impact. Okay, there is 5 events. I'm going to start with part one. And part one is death of a loved one. Now, in our lifetimes, sadly, we all lose people who's close to us, whether it's a family member, a close friend, basically everybody dies one day. Everybody dies. We just don't know when and we just don't know how, but it's going to happen eventually. Now, the biggest one I'm going to focus on is losing your spouse. For those who have lost a spouse recently, I'm so sorry. I really, really am. Especially when you've been with your spouse years and years and years and they've just passed away. It's something I dread to think about, to be honest. It's one of those subjects where it's really, really taboo as well. When you get married, it's till death do you part. That's what's in the vow. Most of the time, it really is, and or a partner you've been with for such a long time. Doesn't even have to be marriage. You've just been with them for such a long time, and then all of a sudden they're gone, and you're on your own. So it's the shock factor first. Because shock is a big thing. Because death can be so sudden. I know people who it's happened to. I'm not going to go into the details of it, really. Is it fair for me to? I'm thinking that's probably why it wouldn't load last time, me doing this subject, because I really went into the details. My friend who passed away, she just died suddenly. Really weren't expecting it, and he found her, and it's catastrophic hard to get your head around, really, how that can happen to someone. And we still go and see my friend's husband. But when it first happened, and she died, and we went to a funeral, and I phoned him to see how he was, and from that day on we kept in touch, and we go and see him every so often. He was so devastated, and because I can imagine it's the aftermath, really. They're no longer at the side of you when you're in bed, so you're just by yourself in everything. You're no longer cooking for two. It just must be so sad. Especially when you're an elderly person. And you're by yourself in your home. And you miss them. And you may still see them as though they're still there. I've heard that can happen. And one day you realise you have to do the thing of cleaning out all the things. All the clothes. Everything what was part of that person, really. The clothes and the jewellery. The shoes. And some people can't do it for a long time. Death happens in really strange ways sometimes. There's instant death, and there's death also that if they're really poorly and they know that death's coming, in a roundabout way, at least you're more prepared. Doesn't make it easier though. The grief's still very much the same, but you're more prepared for it. And and you've got more of a chance of getting things sorted out. I know this isn't a nice subject, and I do apologise, okay? I do. Now, I've talked about spouses. There's also other deaths of family members that I am going to mention. The death of a parent. Like, I've still got both my parents. I mean, I love my mum, no end. Because we have a very close relationship. And I see her most days. And I just can't imagine my world without her in it, to be honest. And I know it's something I'm going to have to face one day. Hopefully not for years yet, hopefully. But for anybody who's lost a parent, no matter what age you are, I am really sorry, okay? Because you do treasure your parents. You do. Because they've raised you. They've raised you and looked after you, and they're still doing that. My mum and dad, they're still there when I need them. Parents usually are there to pick up the pieces when things have gone wrong. That's how I look at my mum, especially my mum, really. But when parents pass away, there's a lot to sort out. Sometimes people, this day and age, they plan their own funerals because they don't want to give that responsibility to their children. And it's going easier now to do that. I mean, take Richard's mum and dad, my mother and father-in-law. They're going to sort their own funerals out. and it's going to be one of these funerals where it's just a funeral and they don't want anyone there. They said they don't want... They're not religious. And they don't see why a funeral should cost thousands of pounds. And that's their wish. They don't want it, and they're going to arrange their own funerals themselves. Well, that's their decision. That's their wish. And they said, and they're saying, well, after we're gone, you could not all have a massive party on our honour, and that's what they want. I don't like talking about this. Really, it is upsetting. No, the worst one probably is the death of a child, because that happens too, and so losing a child, I can't imagine. I really can't. And for those who have suffered the loss of a child, I'm so sorry. Because you expect to outlive your children. Children get poorly, even babies get poorly. And it's just hard to imagine, to be honest. I'm not going to continue with the child subject because it is too upsetting, even to me, because I've got loads of children in the family. And if anything happened to them, I'd be absolutely devastated. I really would. And just the thought of it, it's hard to imagine. But I can say I've heard stories of children who's passed away, older children, and the parents just can't seem to let go. They've still got the bedroom intact, the posters on the walls. Everything's still as it were. And they just can't bear to get rid of anything. And I can only imagine it. It must be so heartbreaking to lose a kid, lose a child, no matter what age they are. So I won't stop it there for this subject. Nearly 20 minutes has gone, okay. Anyone suffering from a bereavement at the moment, there is support. Okay. There's counselling as well. I'm sure there's a way to a service without going through a doctor, but sometimes if you ring the doctors and say you'd like some counselling, I'm sure they will point you into the right direction. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and a subscription. As always, it does mean so much to us. Thank you to my current subscribers and hopefully future subscribers, as you will all be amazing. Please keep commenting on my videos. I love reading your comments. I find them really interesting. Sometimes if I don't understand a comment, I will give you a question mark, only so you can elaborate on what you mean, okay? I will respond as soon as possible when I see a comment. All right. So please enjoy the rest of your day. And please take care. Okay. Bye.